You know it. Nice to see you all, SYNTHFESTers. Those of you who are repeat offenders, those of you who are like myself here for the first time, I welcome you to my stream. What you're hearing right now are sounds that are coming out of this little keyboard here, which is a high-tech piece of equipment on par with OP1 or something like that. This is known as the Yamaha Portasound 6, PSS6. I bought this about 10 years ago at a flea market for €5. And then I modified it to make strange noises. And and you're hearing those strange noises right now. And actually, I wasn't planning on playing SYNTHFEST this time around because I just started streaming very, very recently, and I just got this looper very, very recently. But I happened to get this thing out of the basement for the first time in a very long time recently. And then I saw that the topic of this month's SYNTHFEST is glitch music. And I thought this was a calling, this was meant to happen. So I had to dig out the modified, glitchy old keyboard, and I want to show it to you guys today. So I have to warn you right now that while I do guarantee plenty of glitches, I don't guarantee any kind of perfection. And in fact, I have to warn you that it could get pretty noisy and pretty chaotic. We're dealing with chaotic forces here because this keyboard is modified in a way. It's called circuit bending. Maybe you've heard of it before, but basically the idea is just that you take one of these old little keyboards and you open it up and you look at the circuits inside and you start making connections on the circuit board that weren't meant to be there. And sometimes they start making strange noises. And if you find something nice, what you can do is, which I've done up here, you can put a switch on it so that you can make that connection anytime you want. So I have two connections that I've made up here. There's some other stuff down here that I'll show you later. And what I'm going to do today is try to make, so the trick is, these things get very, very loud and crazy very quickly. And the trick is to try to do something somewhat musical with this kind of equipment. At least that's what I like to try to do. And, but it's very much, let's say there are multiple spots where this could go wrong. So the chance of failure is non-trivial. So thank you for joining me on this experiment. If anybody would be so kind as to type !circuit into the chat, then you'll actually be able to see what I did to the keyboard. There you go. So those wires there are basically connecting points on one of the internal circuits that weren't originally there, and I soldered them with some soldered them together with some switches and things like that. And there are some other commands that you guys might figure out during the course of this stream, or maybe you won't. But even if you don't, there are some little helpers that occasionally might be able to help you out. For example, this guy here might be able to help you figure out one of those cool commands. So, without further ado, I'm going to start showing you a couple of the functions on this keyboard, and then I'm going to actually try to make some music with it. So what you're hearing right now...
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives.
Thank you, Amazing Criswell, for that amazing insight. So what you were just hearing is actually the onboard string sound of this keyboard, which, if I don't have any of the switches engaged, sounds like this. It's kind of your typical cheap keyboard string noise. But if I play a note and then I engage this one switch, you get that noise that you just heard there. And there are a bunch of different things that you can do with this, but it takes some experimenting. And here. This is what I mean. You hear a beeping now. That's not meant to be there, but there's a way to get rid of it, and that is to press the volume button repeatedly. And now the beeping is gone. So, glitches ahoy. Alright, let's get this started. So, I have a couple sounds set up here that I want to try to play, but the rest of it is just improvised, so we'll see where this goes. Alright, so we're starting out with the harmonica. That's the harmonica, but let's engage the circuit bent switch and see what happens. think it's too loud or too noisy, let me know and I can turn it down a bit. Okay, here we go. Now we're going. Over here on the other side, I have the older brother or sister of the PSS-6. This is the PSS-390, and this one has a. This is also something that I bought at a flea market for a couple of euros. But this one actually has a built-in FM synthesizer, which is kind of nice. Lets you get some pretty wonky sounds out of it.
Honor thy error as a hidden intention.
Honor thy error as a hidden intention, as spoken by Brian Eno.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives.
let's get back to the circuit back keyboard and see if we can find something interesting here that I had. Okay, so what I've done now is there are some other switches and knobs over here on the side, and if I engage those, then it starts engaging a kind of almost like a filter effect. But they're very, very touchy. They like to start to feedback very quickly. I'll give you a little taste of it. Ooh, so be careful with it. It's dangerous, dark forces. But it can give certain sounds a little bit of an interesting edge, like this one here. Actually, the first time that I've ever streamed before 10 o'clock in the evening, my time. I'm in Europe, so it's the middle of the day right now, and it feels very odd to be streaming at this time at all. Thanks for all the follows. I can't keep up with that. There are too many different things going on at the same time, so thanks. This loop being off is killing me a little bit, but that's okay. started streaming that I'm really enjoying it so far is that when I make music alone by myself at home, especially when I was working with a DAW and things like that, I would tend to get really bogged down in the details and trying to get one little part kind of perfect or something like that. But when I'm doing this, I feel like I have to just make decisions and kind of move on, even if it's not the way that I would like it to be right then. And so that's what I'm doing now. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody for showing up. Here's an Easter egg, especially for you guys, for this community that's been so welcoming to me. And thank you everybody for helping me get this far and letting me participate in this great thing that you guys have going here. So here's a little, if you saw the command, there's a little Easter egg for you guys. There we go. Alright, I think it's time to move on to another track. Okay, let's see what else we have going on here. Yeah, it can be very tempting actually with this 505. I've noticed that to use certain effects because they just sound cool almost no matter what you do. And it can be very tempting to just rely on those kinds of things. I'm trying to avoid doing that right off the bat. Kind of keep them special, as it were. All right, what do we have here? Oh, here we go. We have a wood bass. Nice wood bass sound. But with our switcheroonies engaged. Okay, let's see here. There's the wood bass, that's it. Okay, here we go. What I find interesting about this is that this is not a sound that anybody intended to ever come out of this keyboard. This is just something that happened because there are two connection points being made inside the keyboard that were never meant to be made. And it sounds just weird, and it sounds intentional, I think, which is just cool. So let's try to do some of this. Oh, there we go. Alright, where are we gonna take this? Got a little rhythm going. Gotta do something with it now. sounds that you get on this keyboard, on this PSS 390, when you start just messing around with the modulation on the FM sliders. It's just, they can be very, very cool. Another side of this circuit bent keyboard, the more chaotic side, and we'll see what happens. Could be nice, could be terrible. Hopefully it'll be something in between. So far, I've shown you guys these two switches that are on here, and the effects that you can get with these two switches are reproducible. So once you know how to use them and what sounds they work on, you can always reproduce those. But some of the more interesting sounds on this actually come from this knob down here. There it is. And what this basically does is basically just regulates how much power is coming from the batteries and going into the keyboard. So if you've ever had a toy or a keyboard or something like that before that started running out of batteries and started making crazy noises, well, that's something that you can simulate with this knob. And sometimes it gets very, very noisy and very annoying, so I apologize if your ears begin to bleed within the next few minutes, but, well, you've been warned. Here we go. We'll see what's gonna happen. Yeah, this is a circuit bent keyboard. It's adjusting. glitches begin. These are authentic, 100% genuine glitches. This is just nothing that was ever meant to happen. This is a Yamaha PSS 6. If you type this in the chat, then you can read something about the Portasound series of keyboards. I told you this is an experiment in progress. Alright. That's enough of that one. Let's try something else. Thanks guys for listening and for hanging out with me through the glitchy noisiness. I know this is not every note's a winner, but that's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, as I learned from somebody on this platform. Let's see here. What else do we have in store? Let's try a marimba. The marimba. So some of the sounds on this keyboard have built-in like a repeating pattern, and those ones tend to do something interesting. So here's a marimba sound, and one of the variations of the sound. Which one is it? Oh, I'm on the vibraphone. Pardon me. There we go. This is just the onboard sound from the keyboard, which is actually not a bad sound, really. With a little reverb, of course. This one switch gives it a little bit of an edge. What's this other one do? This is also interesting. Ah yeah, here we go. Sometimes it's easy to get lost on this thing. Here's one of my, got a little hot there, turn up the dynamics. This is one of my favorite sounds from the circuit bed keyboard. This is one of the flute sounds. That's what it usually sounds like. And if you engage the switch, it starts making this kind of like reverse string kind of thing. use wood at SYNTHFEST. I don't know. My collection of synths so far is restricted just to these two Portasound models. So I have to augment where I can. Unfortunately, I think one of those sounds is not quite in tune. Oops. That's also one of the dangers of using this tool in music. You have to bend everything to make it work. Or maybe we'll go lo-fi. Ring modulators are always out of tune anyway. That bothers me. Let's go back into the deep end. Let's engage this power star for some more. Somebody help me out. Hit me with an exclamation point, Bubba, in the chat. Bubba for me? Bubba? Exclamation point. Bubba? Bubba.
Anyway, like I was saying, shrimp is the fruit of the sea. You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute it. There's shrimp kebabs, shrimp creole, shrimp gumbo, pan fried, deep fried, stir fried. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp, shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Alright, looks like our hour together is already pretty much over. Time flies when you're messing around with crazy keyboards, but I don't need to tell any of you that. Up next we have DHXP, sorry. I'll send you guys off into the sunset with some chaotic power stopping stuff here. It's okay, it's not that complicated. My brain is just overloaded right now. It's, by the way, for all you people following, it's not always like this on the stream. I don't always get this noisy. Whether or not that's a positive thing, it's up to you. I enjoy noise. I think it be a lot of times. So, for the last 2 minutes here, let's try to coax something interesting and even maybe nice sounding out of this power starve module here. Okay, sometimes it helps if you feed it some sounds first. I hope for your sakes that THXP is pretty soon. So we're going down the rabbit hole. Sometimes you get really nice things. Like I really like what's happening right now. I genuinely enjoy that sound, much to the chagrin of the people who live with me. Alright. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing yourself to be subjected to whatever this was. I hope it wasn't entirely terrible, but if it was, then why are you still here? Except, of course, to catch the rest of the amazing SYNTHFEST lineup. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day, night, or whatever it is, and let's go see DHXP. Here we go. Thanks so much. You guys are too kind. But I'm not surprised by that at this point. You're not in Kansas anymore, I can tell you that much.